What's going on, guys? So I finally have that Gotham Q&A for you guys, and I waited a really long time for this because there wasn't that many Qs for me to give A's to, which was very surprising. The one comment I got the most, because the video that these questions were supposed to be on was the last Gotham video, which was a could Silver be Harley Quinn kind of thing, and everybody's like, Juice, she's on the new X-Men show, Juice, she's on the new X-Men show, and I appreciate that information because I didn't know that she was going to be on an X-Men show, which I think is pretty badass. I just thought it was hilarious. I was like, nobody's asking questions, so I gathered the questions that I did see, and if they weren't doubles, I tried to go ahead and answer them. So, let's go ahead and jump into this. First question, do you think Gotham will ever do Query and Echo? No, I do not think that they will ever do that. Just because I don't know if Riddler's ever going to get to that point where he's going to have two henchwomen. So I don't see them doing that. That would be pretty badass, but I don't see it happening on Gotham. Next question, do you think there will be a League of Assassins versus Court of Owls war? With Ra's confirmed, I'm 99% sure that they'll bring in the League as well. Well, I don't think there's going to be a League versus Court of Owls kind of thing happening. I think it's going to be more just focusing on Ra's, and freaking he's going to go ahead and train Bruce, and he's going to show him the way and all that jazz. Kind of like Batman Begins did. It's going to be similar to that, but I don't see freaking Talons versus Assassins happening, although that would be cool. I think the Court of Owls storyline is going to end at the end of this season, and the League of Assassins story is going to begin at the end of this season. So I don't think they're going to overlap, and I don't think there's going to be a big war. That would be awesome, and I would love to be wrong about that, but I just don't see it happening. Next, Juice, do you think Fish or Jerome will ever work together, even if it's only a one-time thing, or would they absolutely hate each other? I don't know. I mean, I think there would be a kind of a power struggle because, one, Jerome does his own thing, and Fish is kind of like somebody that wants to be in power and kind of needs people, like, around her, and if they don't listen, she tries to, you know, take them out and shit. So, I don't think they would work well together unless there was something that would really, really benefit them, but in the end of it, I think Jerome would end up trying to kill Fish, so I don't think it would be a good partnership, and I feel like Fish is a little too smart not to know that Jerome would be that way, so I don't see it happening. What development do you think we will see from Bruce Alfred from now till the end of the season? I don't really know. I mean, I think what you're gonna see is just maybe Bruce trying to freaking train a little bit more, but then this, you know, freaking shaman dude who's supposed to be Ra's al Ghul is going to show up, and, you know, or that is going to be Ra's, I should say, is going to show up and start showing Bruce the way. Maybe, I don't know how he's going to come into the picture. It would be cool if it was a friend of Alfred's, but Alfred just didn't know his past or whatever. Maybe he just knew him as a dude. But I think it's just going to be the same old with them. I think, you know, Alfred's going to keep training Bruce, and then eventually he's going to feel like he needs to learn more, and maybe that's when this Ra's guy comes in. It would be cool, like I said, if, you know, Alfred knows him somehow, but he doesn't know that he's actually the leader of the League of Assassins, because then Alfred would kind of have that conflict of like, oh my god, I got Bruce into this, or whatever. So, I don't know, but I think it's just going to be the same old with Bruce and Alfred. Hey, Juice! Do you think that Harley could be one of Jerome's friends from the circus before he killed his mother? It's possible. It's very, very possible. But the reason why I don't think it's going to happen is because Harley Quinn, obviously, her background, her storyline, is that she was a psychiatrist. So he's more than likely going to meet her for the first time in Arkham Asylum, and she's going to start falling for him. So I don't see a psychiatrist having a circus background in this situation, so I don't think that's gonna happen. I feel like a lot of these first answers are like, it's not gonna happen, but hey, they're questions, those are my answers. Do you think the Penguin that Riddler is talking to could be Clayface posing as Penguin, and Enigma is using him to control this city behind the scenes? That is a very, very good question, and I do think that is possible. But I do think it's going to be more of a figment of, like, Enigma's imagination, and it's just a vision that he's having, and it's not Clayface. It's possible, though. The controlling part of the government is very possible if they wanted to keep things going, like, you know, but don't forget that, you know, Penguin, like, said, screw the people and all that jazz, so there would be a lot of craziness happening that Clayface would have to deal with, and I don't know if they want to control the city still that way they're doing it. So it's very possible that they're kind of just go with the storyline, like, Penguin's missing, he lost his mind after he said he screwed the people and all that jazz. So, I don't think that they are doing the whole Clayface thing. It would be cool, but I don't know. I just think that'd be kind of weird if he was having Penguin if he was having Clayface dress up as Penguin and just talking to him and shit, but I don't think that's the case. I think it is just part of his imagination as he's trying to progress and finally become the Riddler officially. Who is your favorite Gotham character? I don't know. I mean, I really do like the Mad Hatter. I know a lot of people are like, it's gotta be Jerome, man, it's totally gonna be Jerome. And like, I mean, the Joker is my favorite, you know, villain in comic books, so I mean, it's very easy for me to go that way. I don't know, I try to put Jerome and just like, I'm gonna put him over here to the side. He's cool and everything, but since I've had to cover him so much, and I've had to talk about him so much, and like, he's just been all of that everybody talks about, I'm kind of like, you know what, just let everybody have Jerome. I kind of like Mad Hatter. I really like what Mad Hatter was doing this season. I loved all his rhyming. I love the actor, Samuel, is it Benedict? Is that? I don't know. I forget his last name. I met him. I apologize. He's so awesome. But, yeah, I don't know. I really love Mad Hatter this season. So I'm going to go with him being my favorite right now. Although I do really like Lee, too. I've liked her a lot of the seasons. And I love how she's like she's kind of being salty, but like fiery Lee. I really like fiery Lee, too. She's kind of cool. But I'd have to go with Mad Hatter. Do you think they'll do an episode with Professor Pig? Now, this is a very interesting comment because everybody be like, oh, Professor Pig was in season 1. Oh, Professor Pig was in season 2. Or whatever. Like, somebody always says that shit. One, a lot of people are like, dude, he was in the freaking second episode because there was a guy that wore a pig mask. Like, I'm like, dude, that's not it. Whoever said that, you're stupid. That was not Professor Pig. Now, the second one makes a little bit more sense. It was during the Scarecrow arc, and everybody was all like, oh, it was part of the Scarecrow thing. There was a guy with a pig head and, you know, freaking pigs and everything around it. Everybody thinks that's Professor Pig. That one, I will say, did look a lot like Professor Pig, but I don't think that was Professor Pig. It was just, you know, that guy that was in the whole fear mode, that was his, like, that was his fear. He was scared of pigs. Like, he just didn't like them or farm animals or something. And that is what he was doing. They were testing out the fear toxin on him. So, I don't think that was Professor Pig at all. I think they could really do a badass arc with Professor Pig. Maybe like kind of like they did with Jerome. They could do like a 3-episode arc. Even 2 episodes would be good enough for Professor Pig. I hope they make an episode. If you saw my season finale of episode 2, there was somebody covered in a bag, and there was also pig noises, and I was kind of thinking that might be Professor Pig. That would be awesome. But I don't know. I really do hope they do an episode because it would be awesome. They said Harley will come at the end of the season, but Jerome is older than Harley, and currently in the show Jerome is 18 to 20-ish, and studying to be a doctor takes a while. How do you think they will make that work? Well, to be honest, I think that Harley's probably going to be, I don't know, an intern or something like that. That's the biggest thing I can think of, that she's studying to be a doctor right now, and maybe she's not a full-blown doctor, like of psychiatry, so maybe she's like interning at Arkham right now. If they're trying to even care about the ages, if they don't care about the ages, then she's already done, or maybe she's a brilliant, super crazy person and she finished school in like 2 years or something like that. So I don't know, but I do think that the more plausible thing is that freaking, you know, she actually is like an intern at Arkham for some reason, which would be kind of cool. It would make sense. They wouldn't have to boost up her age or anything like that. I'm just hoping it is a person that has not been on the show before. What do you think about Ivy's storyline? How and when she will get her powers and become more important? I don't know. I mean, she's kind of dull right now. Although I think she does have some episodes coming up here pretty soon, because they were showing her filming stuff, or she was talking about filming stuff. So I think she's going to be in a couple of episodes. Maybe that's where Selena went to hang out with Ivy. I don't really know. Although I would assume Ivy was still at the freaking mansion, but I guess not, because she knows how to escape, or, you know, she freaking drugs Alfred and shit. So I don't know what's going on there. But I don't know if she's gonna get her powers, to be honest. You'd think she would have got them by now. I talked about the perfect theory on how to give her powers and make her grow up, but you know, Gotham doesn't listen to me. So, that's definitely, I don't know. I think they're just gonna keep her with her, like, the more realistic thing, where she's just this person. She grew up a little bit. She's, uses her sex appeal and her knowledge of plants and their, you know, capabilities to her advantage to take over people. So I don't think you're going to see any like growing plants attacking people with Ivy in this show. Do you think that Liza could come back as Harley Quinn? I say this because she's the only character who fits the age range and isn't from the comics. Thanks. I'm not going to lie. who the hell is Liza? Like, I don't even know who you're talking about, and I could be wrong, but I don't know who Liza is. Is that, I don't even know, is that somebody that was new Bruce? I think Bruce's only interactions have been Selena and Silver St. Cloud. I don't know who Liza is. Okay, after searching, Liza was the chick that freaking Fish was trying to get Falcone to be all up on. So, no. I don't think she'd come back as Harley Quinn at all. Her kind of acting style was kind of lame and bland, to be honest. Like, she didn't really do much. She kind of just was there. So, no, I don't think she's going to be Harley Quinn at all. I wonder if they're going to bring... Okay, I wonder if they're going to be bringing Jonathan Crane back, a.k.a. the Scarecrow. He only had, like, 1 or 2 episodes. What do you think, Juice? Everybody asks this all the time. And yeah, they should definitely bring him back, and they should make him have a solid storyline. I would love to write something like this for you know, Scarecrow. And I made a joke about it back in the day, that I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna write a script, and we're gonna read it on freaking you're gonna read it on a video, or we're gonna send it to Gotham or something like that. And it's just so funny, because like I have ideas for it, but when you're actually writing the script, you gotta write it professionally and do all that stuff. And that's something I still gotta work on. Like, all the lingo and shit is really weird. But no, I mean, freaking, this would be awesome if they did a Scarecrow thing. And they could easily do it just like they did Jerome. 3 arcs. I mean, I think he had a 2-episode arc. 2 or 3 episode arc for Scarecrow. But yeah, they could definitely easily make episodes for him and bring him back. And do it in a really good way. Like, he could easily finally overcame his fear or whatever, and then started really thinking about inducing that fear into everybody else, because maybe he thinks that that is the only way to live. That is technically how Scarecrow thinks, is that everybody should be, you know, once they conquer their fear, they don't, you know, fucking, they're invincible pretty much. So I think they should really do that. Will they do that? I don't know. They got a whole bunch of cast of characters here, and they're still trying to introduce a whole bunch of other ones. They just forget about Scarecrow. I don't know why. They could easily bring him back and have a good character. Somebody left a 2-part question here, but I'm only going to take the first one, because you can't do double questions. Who do you think will save Penguin? I don't know. It seems like, I think it's going to be Fish, and he's going to end up with, you know, freaking Hugo Strange, and maybe, I don't think he died, I just think Hugo Strange is probably the one that saved him, and maybe Fish was watching everything going on the docks, because, you know, everybody chills out the docks, like it's a cool hip and happening thing in Gotham. Everything happens at the docks. So yeah, I think it's just going to be a storyline where Penguin and Fish, you know, get back together and try to take down everybody else. And, you know, we'll see what happens. I don't really know what could come from it, but, you know, I think it's going to be Fish. How do you feel about how underused Ivy and Harvey Dent are, even though they're series regulars? I feel like they've both been wasted. It's a shame, really. They have definitely been underused if they are, you know, officially series regulars, you know, and that sucks. It really sucks for them, but I don't know what they're going to do with them, to be honest. I mean, you'd have to do Harvey Dent. I mean, I don't know. They could definitely use more of Harvey Dent, for real. Like, he could be involved in more matters and stuff like that, but it doesn't seem like they are using him at all. Poison Ivy is just, you know, Ivy's just going to be Ivy. I don't really see what they're going to do with that character until she, like, actually can... She still thinks like a kid a lot, and she needs to grow up a lot more to be able to make her more of a character. Right now, she's just Selena's friends who grew up that looks like a woman, and that's it. You know, there's not really much more to that character right now. She was just trying to get stuff from other people, but until she becomes somebody that's like highly intelligent and whatnot, I don't really think there's much you can do with her. But secondly, Harvey Dent, they could easily just start making him Two-Face in the next season and have him start going to the crime boss mentality, or having split personalities, which would be pretty awesome. So I don't know, but they are both very, very underused. Do you agree that Ellie Fanning being the perfect Harley Quinn for Gotham? I'm gonna say no. She looks like a child. Like a child. So I'm gonna say no on that. I don't think she would be the perfect Harley Quinn at all. Juice, do you think Quinn and Jerome will break out other villains when they escape from the asylum? Possibly, but I think it's going to be more focused on her getting, you know, Jerome out. Although she could let other people out to try to get Jerome out. So that's very possible. So is Jerome officially the Joker or not? Yes. When do you think Solomon Grundy will be introduced? Sometime before the finale. because I think Solomon Grundy is Mario, and, you know, something's probably going to happen with Lee, and Mario's going to come back, and bada bing, bada boom, he's Solomon Grundy. And the final question, what do you think about Gotham's writing in Season 3? And also, what's next for Jerome? You're fitting in a two-parter, but I'll answer it because it's the last question. Anyways, okay, so the first thing, what do I think about the writing this season? It's been good, not great. I mean, the Jerome arc was awesome. I loved freaking the Mad Hatter stuff. Some of the stuff was kind of like, really? Like, I don't know, that doesn't make sense or whatever. But whatever, it's, you know, it's Gotham. You gotta take it with what it is. I think there's a lot of stuff that could have been better. Where the hell is freaking Valerie Vale? Like, that is a big thing. They just kind of forgot about her. She got shot and just dipped out. I don't know. I think it could have been a little bit better. There were some things that didn't make sense. I don't like how they teased Jerome so much in Season 2 after he died. And then the way he came back was he was frozen this whole time. Don't really like that. But, you know, I wish there would have been a little bit more continuity there. But, you know, whatever. Like I said, there's been good and bad this season. But I do really think Season 3 has been the best season so far. As for what's next for Jerome, I think we are going to see him in Arkham Asylum. His skin freaking is not going to be stapled anymore, so you're going to see the scar around his face. Maybe it healed a little bit better than we thought. And maybe you don't see it, like, actually scarred. And it's just, he just looks a little different. But I think he's still going to have the smile and everything. And then we're going to see him meet Harley Quinn. And that is going to be Season 4. It's going to be them two just, you know, tearing shit up. But that is it for this Q&A, guys. Okay, but that is it for this Q&A, guys. If you liked it, please give the video a thumbs up and share it with all of your Gotham buddies. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for all things nerdy and geeky on this channel. As always, I am your host, JUICEbox. Remember, when you wake up in the morning, ask yourself something. Have I had my daily dose of juice? See you guys next time. Bye!